I'm joined on the show by my two guests, Atul Vasan, former India cricketer, and Paul Radley, who is the cricket writer with the national newspaper in Abu Dhabi. I'll also be joined by Anis Sarjan on the show, who owns a T10 team in Dubai and also the MD of Danube Group. Atul, would you say that Punjab would be miffed that they couldn't finish the game thereon?
Not really. I mean, they were out of the game for maybe 3/4 of the day. But as Stoinis played that blinder, it was always on the card that somebody's going to raise the hand. I thought KL Rahul was going to be the one, but Mayank Agarwal, who was looking very rusty to begin with, found his second win, and he got them so close. And then it was just a brain fade in the end. He could have just tapped the ball, but he went for the glory shot and got out, and rest is history. So I mean, they would kick themselves if they don't win this one now.
And going for the glory shot, we were hearing from the commentators whether he will, be tamed or go for the glory shot. In T20 cricket, would you say there is always this temptation that, you have to go for a big shot towards the end?
No, I don't think so. It's just motor skills. Eventually, at some point in the game, you just leave your natural skills to take over. And, sometimes you are not thinking straight because you are the adrenaline is pumping in with you. And when they were way out of the game, he brought them so close. And for us to wish that he should have thought this and thought that is slightly unfair, because at that point, thing is that he has got them over and he feels that they are over the line. But there are so many permutations going on. It's always that this is what the game teaches you. And what a brilliant start. What a dodgy wicket to start with in the first game at Dubai International Stadium. I thought the wicket was very harsh on the players earlier on and right through the game. But eventually somebody who got in was getting runs. And Stoinis showed it for Delhi, and then Mayank showed it for Kings 11 as well.
Did it look like a two-paced wicket to you?
Yeah, I think it was like a spongy grass on it. I think they overcompensated. Last time we played Asia Cup, it was really dry and low, and it was very hot. So I think they just worried that the pitch might get sluggish as the series goes along. So they are keeping a thick pad of grass on it, and that makes it that kind of spongy two-pace bounce.
Atul, I have to ask you this question. Everyone has been saying that this is going to be the spinners' IPL. But what we are seeing right now is that the fast bowlers are also getting a lot of assistance from the deck. So would you say that the IPL will be broken into two halves? In the first half of the tournament, you will see the fast bowlers doing well, and in the second half, it will be the spinners who will come good?
Yeah, I think so, because, the groundsmen have got a lot of pressure on them. They've got 3 grounds. They've got to rotate 60 matches. So they have got this pitch watered up and rolled very well. So for the initial part, that kind of preparation will hold it in good stead, and there will be some grass. But as the heat beats down on it and the matches are rotated on it, eventually the slower the pitch, the better it is for the spinners. So I'm sure the spinners will come to roost in this season of IPL as well.
Gentlemen, do stay on with me. Let's have a quick look at the scorecards of both the innings. Delhi, they're scoring 157 for 8 in 20 overs. That's the scorecard of the Delhi Capital side. Marcus Stoinis was the highest scorer with 53 runs. Shreyas Iyer scored 39. Rishabh Pant scoring 31. Mohammad Shami, of course, was the pick of the bowlers, taking 3 wickets for 15 runs, and he made a brilliant start to Delhi's bowling. Let's have a look at the other scorecard. Mayank Agarwal there, the top scorer from the Punjab side with 89 runs. He got out right in the end with Punjab needing only 1 run to win. KL Rahul made 21, K. Gautam 20 and Sarfaraz Khan 12. Ashwin took 2 wickets in the only over that he bowled. Kagiso Rabada and Marcus Stoinis taking 2 wickets each, and Akshar Patel taking 1 wicket. Now let me go over to Paul Radley. Paul, what's the news of R. Ashwin? Well, we have Anis Sarjan at this moment. Anis, it must have been a heartbreak for the Delhi fans to see the way Ravi Ashwin took those 2 wickets against his former franchise, then fell down, and perhaps it's a case of shoulder dislocation now.
Oh yes, after getting that 2 wickets, Ashwin must have felt very good because it was against his old franchise. And then he went to dive for a ball, which at that time looked unnecessary, and injuries are really uncertain, and he fell on his shoulder. And I could see that they had to put the t-shirt for him just to
Right.
hold the shoulder so that he could walk back to the pavilion and get treatment.
Atul, did he really need to dive after that ball was stroked? Was it again, a reaction on the field? It didn't seem like he would get a grip on the ball.
This is exactly my point. You just leave it behind. You just let your natural instincts take over. And when the player's on the field, he will dive. They won't think that this is the first game. I'm a senior player. I might get injured. Then they have to save themselves. This is not how you play a game. So this is the genuine motor skills coming into play. Whenever you see something, you react. And he reacted. And obviously the joints are not as young as they used to be. And I've dislocated my shoulder many times. But it can be put right. It's not a very serious injury unless you have torn a ligament or something or a rotator cuff.
And how long typically do you think if he's dislocated, he'll be out during the tournament? Will he be ruled out of the entire tournament, or part of it he won't be in?
No. I don't think so. If it's just a normal dislocation or a slight dislodge, it can be put right in 24 hours, and now they can take shots. They've got specialists. I remember my debut test match. I lost my shoulder. It came out hanging here, and I was bowling after 2 hours.
Well, Anis, to you, the way the match panned out, did you think that, it was Punjab's game, Punjab just let it slip?
Yes, first when they had Delhi on the mat, when they had them 5 wickets or 6 wickets down, and you have to give credit to Stoinis for, taking the innings till the end and, scoring that big runs in the last 3 overs. But before that, a partnership between Iyer and Pant consolidated the innings. Otherwise, they wouldn't have even scored 100. But after that, you see it was Punjab's turn. They collapsed. And then, like Delhi always does, they give the match away back to the opposition. But the super over, again has gone in favor of Delhi.
Now, talking about this contest, Atul, I'll have to talk about this young spinner who debuted today for Punjab, Ravi Bishnoi. What did you think of him? Do you think, there's been a lot of talk on the social media that he will end up being in the League of Greats, but having an initial look at him, his first game, having taken 1 wicket, what did you think of him?
Well, that's a lot to say that he'll be in the League of Greats after just few games. We saw him in Under 19 World Cup. He really turned the match around. He's got something in him. He's got the springy, a kind of a leggy action, which like Rashid Khan has got. That always will give you the nip of the pitch. But he's got miles to go. And let's not put that extra pressure. Just him making the 11 at this age and being thrown in the deep end by the coach says a lot about his potential. So I hope that he flowers. We've seen so many leggies come to their own. And eventually, I still remember the day when IPL was launched. I thought this will be the death knell for all the spinners for T20. It's going to be just ruled by fast bowlers. But suddenly, we saw the wrist spinners are worth their weight in gold. And Ravi Bishnoi is in that line of that conveyor belt of leggies coming through. Rahul Chahar we saw today as well. And every team, Amit Mishra has been a legend there. Sunil Narayan. I mean, even the off spinners are bowling leg spinners these days. You can see Sunil Narayan bowling more leggies than offies. And even Ashwin is bowling more leggies than offies these days.
Anis, to you, well, you are one of those who regularly picks players for different leagues for your team. When you looked at 2 youngsters today, one is Sarfaraz Khan and the other is Prithvi Shaw, playing the kind of shots they played, what did you feel about it? Before you answer that question, let me tell you that Delhi Capitals has beaten Kings 11 Punjab in the super over. Well, Punjab let that match slip away after that fabulous knock of 89 runs by their opener, Mayank Agarwal. Well, coming back to you, Anis, about the question I asked, what did you think of these 2 youngsters not playing responsible shots tonight?
Well, as Sunil Gavaskar always mentions, temperament is what separates the men from the boys, and they are still young boys, especially Prithvi Shaw. They have touted him to be one of the greats, but the problem is he loses his cool and goes for the big shots too early. If you see Iyer, he makes sure that he takes a little time before he goes for the big shots. When we talk about Sarfaraz, we've been seeing him for so many years playing for Royal Challengers Bangalore. That's his natural game. So two different types of characters. But we hope that Prithvi Shaw is, because he's playing for India, he makes sure that he plays better in the near future.
And Atul, what would you say of Rishabh Pant, the way you saw him tonight? Would you say that he has learned from his mistakes?
Well, no, I think it's like putting too much pressure on him. He's been living under this this shadow all his young life, and I've seen him because he's from my club. I was a selector. We picked him for Delhi. I made him the captain of Delhi just to get some responsibility going. But he's impetuous. He's got this huge talent, and I think we'll be spoiling and putting extra pressure on him if we keep on analyzing him every game. I mean, he's one of the seniors in the team now, and I'm sure let's give him a few matches. Eventually, we saw that he was trying his best. There was an iffy wicket, but he was at his game, and I think his keeping has improved. So I think before long, you will see that he'll be one of the big stars in this year's IPL.
Would you say now that MS Dhoni has retired and there's no question of him come back, this is going to be an audition, and the two people in the audition will pretty much be KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant for that slot?
Well, I think nobody has any doubts about his class. I mean, Rishabh Pant is a talent. He's a rare talent. But just so much analysis and being under the focus all the time might just hamper his game. We expect him to bat like a 25, 26, 28-year-old because, he's shown us the talent, and that is expected of somebody who shows talent. But KL Rahul has thrown his hat in there. So for T20s, there's a lot of competition. Ishan Kishan is somebody I'm really backing. It's a pity that De Kock is playing for Mumbai, but he's one to compete with Rishabh Pant as well.
And there's another exciting match coming up tomorrow between the two southern teams, Sunrisers Hyderabad and Royal Challengers Bangalore. Anis, your pick for the match?
Bangalore.
Okay. Atul, would you like to take a pick for the match?
Well, I've picked Royal Challengers Bangalore for last 7-8 seasons. I will always go for the other team.
Okay, so your head is going to be with Royal Challengers Bangalore and your heart is going to be with Sunrisers, or the opposite?
Not really. I mean, these games don't bother me much. All that excites me is to see Indian talent come through. It's IPL, it's Indian Premier League. So if any foreigners win matches, I feel that it's a letdown, because this is to showcase talent in India, and this is the investment we are making in youngsters so they can rise from here and perform for India. So if somebody like today, we saw a couple of good players. Mayank Agarwal is somebody who's transcending all those formats. I mean, KL Rahul was somebody who did that. We showed that they were test players and they became good one-day players and T20 players. The other way around is not possible. I remember early seasons, selectors got excited and picked players straight away from IPL. And that was a big letdown because these players were not ready. So you got to pick a player for the longer version, and this longer version, good players will eventually become good players of shorter version.
Right, and it was a heartbreak for KL Rahul after his state mate Mayank Agarwal played that fabulous knock of 89 runs. He could have seen Punjab through to a victory, but that did not happen. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me on the telecast tonight.